Have you ever wondered why a ball thrown into the sky eventually comes back down? Well, there's a fascinating story of physics at play here, one that involves unseen forces, invisible particles, and the unstoppable march of time. Imagine for a moment a world where a ball thrown into the sky keeps going up, up, and away, disappearing into the infinite expanse of space. It would be a world where the simple act of playing catch could result in the loss of countless balls. Thankfully, this is not our reality. In our world, what goes up must come down. But why? The answer lies in an unseen force that permeates our world, a force so common that we often forget it's there: gravity. When you throw a ball into the sky, gravity immediately begins to tug it back down. But there's another factor at play, one that's not as well known: air resistance. Air resistance, sometimes called drag, is the force exerted by air particles when an object moves through them. These tiny particles, too small to see with the naked eye, are constantly moving and colliding with each other and with any objects that pass through them. When a ball is thrown into the air, it begins to slow down almost immediately due to these collisions. The higher the ball goes, the more air particles it encounters, and the slower it becomes. Eventually, it reaches a point where its upward velocity is completely negated by the downward pull of gravity and the slowing effect of air resistance. At this point, the ball stops moving upward and begins its descent back to the ground. In essence, the journey of a ball thrown into the sky is a dance between forces. On one hand, you have the force of your throw, propelling the ball upward. On the other, you have gravity and air resistance, working together to bring the ball back down. It's a delicate balance, one that results in the ball's inevitable return to the ground. So next time you throw a ball into the sky, remember the invisible dance taking place. Remember the unseen forces at play, the invisible particles colliding with the ball, and the unyielding pull of gravity. And remember that in our world, what goes up must always come down. In summary, the ball thrown into the sky returns to the ground because of the combined effects of gravity and air resistance. As the ball ascends, it encounters more and more air particles that slow it down. Eventually, these forces overcome the ball's upward momentum, and it begins its journey back to Earth. A simple act, but one full of complex and fascinating physics.